Welcome everybody. Another section of FYM, Free Your Mind. As you guys already know, we've been doing this for a while now. Now we're getting better and better. Now we have the one and only Dacious Richardson here. As you know, Dacious has been doing so much in the community. He has a non-profit association. He helps all the other kids, the youth in Surrey. He helps all the other communities, like he has Liberian communities. And he does so much, so much. So please, everybody, put your hands together. Let's welcome the one and only Dacious Richardson.
Thank you very much, Uncle Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on your show.
I appreciate it, Dacious, for coming. I know it's not easy taking your time with your busy schedule, because I know you have so much to do. So today I'm not gonna make it so crazy. I'll just give you the time and talk. Like I said, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you taking the time to come out today.
Absolutely.
So Dash, you want to tell everybody what you do?
Hi everyone. First of all, Uncle Dan, I want to say thank you again for having me on your show. I look up to you, as an uncle, as a big brother, since coming to this country, and you have been, a role model in our community. And we appreciate all the work that you do in taking us young people, especially young black boys, to, show us the right path and how to manage our ways around, the community as well as society in general. So I appreciate that, because maybe if you don't know, or maybe you already know, I look up to you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't know, and hearing from you kind of give me a little bit emotional side that I don't want to do. But like I said, there's nothing better than being a role model to you, especially like what you do. You don't know me. I learn from you, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because people that don't know Dash, he came here at a young age from Liberia. He went to school here, came here. He started a good association helping youth at risk group from their house. So he has a very good program going on. So today we're just gonna go through it step by step and let him know. So Dash, how did you come about? I know you came from Liberia.
Yeah.
So when did you get here? What year were you here, and how old were you?
Yeah. Great question. So I moved here in 2011, and I can remember the date because I know March the 22nd, 2011, 4:30 p.m. Vancouver time. Exactly. I was 12 that year. It was a journey to remember. Coming from Liberia, as many of you may know or don't know, maybe do the research. Liberia was in civil war for a very long time, 14 to 16 years, and I was basically born during the time of civil war. I lived through it, I experienced it. So growing up, I've witnessed all of those things, and it was shocking as a young person growing up in a society where you want to strive, but all you see around you, violence. However, we also had, amazing family, amazing community that, put their hands around us. As multiple Africans, a lot of Africans will say that the kids, they're not raised by their parents, they're raised by the community. And that's why we grew up around. Because everybody kids, basically. You go out there, you cause trouble, somebody's going to discipline you. That's because you belong to the community, not just your parents only. So, it was a journey, and coming to Canada, it gave me also the opportunity that I never had in Liberia, which is, to go to school, but also fulfill my dreams, because and a lot of people in Africa is like, they will graduate from school, but to get job opportunity, it's very difficult, and not many people will get it, just a few of them. And you have many resources, you have the opportunity, even if you don't get that education that you want, there's still something for you to do with your life. So the choice is always yours. Either you do the right thing or not so. But we always encourage, young people and those who are coming here, newcomers, immigrants, refugee, to, do the things that they want to do, which is the right thing. And if you need help, reach out. There's so many people in the community that helps, newcomers. Even if you don't know the way, just look up online, search it up online. Whatever community you're in, there are always resources out there. And with what we do with my organization, Rise Above Reality Expectation, we provide that kind of mental support for the youth. But yeah, precisely. But we also cater to families, younger kids, and like I said, the adults as well. So, and this is something that we wanted to do for a very long time, and we want to uplift, but also empower young people to take charge, to be the change they want to see, have a voice in the community, and do the things that they love. Yeah.
So what made you decided to do this? Because I know when you came here, you were very young.
Yeah.
At a young age, how were you able to come up with this? How were you able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and and how did you get involved? So if there's other kids out there,
Yeah.
that's trying to follow in your footsteps, just elaborate so they know all that goes through.
Yeah. So I'll talk about my time in Liberia as well, because with what I'm doing, I feel like it also started when I was very young, and other day I talked to my mom, and she also reminded me about that, because this is something that at a very young age I used to do.
Okay.
So growing up, I used to teach, the kids in the community. Somehow I was like one of the smarter kids in the community, and I had my own study class of tutoring, you would call it. So I used to tutor those kids, in the community. However, I like painting.
Okay.
Printing, and so how you put ink on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I used to do all of that.
Oh, wow.
I know I haven't done it in a long time, but that was my skills growing up at a young age. And often when I go for vacation to my grandma, I would get some money,
Yeah.
and I always pass to the paint shop, jersey shop. I would get some T-shirts. I would get the supply for painting equipment. Then I would paint our team jersey. We had our team in the community.
Oh, wow.
So I put all these guys together, and I'll buy the soccer ball, sometimes sweets, and all of those things. We had our manager who was one of my godfather. He passed away. May he rest in peace. Yeah, Pa Georgie, amazing guy. He took me in as his kid. So all of those things I used to do from small. People call me children father. My mom even called me that. So all of the kids, the younger kids, they are, I was young, of course, but still was, able to be there for the younger
Yeah.
ones as well. And then coming here, that I feel like it was a calling, from Liberia to here. I came, went straight to high school, and one of the first things I got involved was sports. Even back home, still used to play. But yeah, was sports, because I'm coming from Liberia with all these, trauma, all of the things that I went through the war, and some I would say because during the war, someone got killed in front of me,
Oh, wow.
and of course I was very young when I witnessed that, and that caused the trauma that I came with. So when I came here, I joined the soccer team. I was doing track and field, and then I was doing wrestling. So wrestling helped me so much, because when I was wrestling, I feel like all of those pain that I went through, it all goes away. But when I get home, it comes back. And how I got involved with wrestling, cousin Isaac Bernard, we call him Cecil, amazing wrestler. Oh yeah. So he encouraged me. He's the one showed me the way. But also one of my friends, his name is Diego Espeza, Mexican, and we were in the same grade together, grade 8. Diego, amazing guy. Yeah, that's my brother. We all the sports I named, we all did that together. So that's, he's also a refugee kid, myself, but we had that bond together in high school, and we were rooting since grade 8 to grade 12, good friends, yeah. So I had that support, but also the teachers, they were amazing. Or Guilford Park, amazing school, and I love that school
Wow.
because they were family. And with the community, I been part of Fresh Voices, Vancouver Foundation, um, Canadian Council for Refugee, the Surrey Refugee Youth Team, uh, so many organizations, through the United Nations as well, and all of those impact, you know, with what I'm doing in the community now.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how did there, somebody being killed in front of you, and coming here, and then seeing that life is so different?
yeah,
Like where did you get that passion from to be able to go? 'Cause I know here, as a young kid itself, kids are not thinking about everything, all this stuff that you've been doing. So
yeah,
how do you get a passion? How do you get a motivation to be able to go through all the steps? Driving,
yeah,
nobody is picking you up.
yeah.
So how are you able to do all the stuff?
It's something that's called hunger. Yeah. If you want something, especially if you're really, really hungry for that, you'll go for it. And I know I had that in me. I know that. Also, because of the past that I had, the struggle that I faced, the toughness, the tough time that I went through, I think it set me for where I am today. But also with the family that I grew up in, I mean, my mom was very straight. Oh, I love her, very straight. And, we got to wake up early morning to clean the yard, so we got to sweep. That's my job every day.
Whether
I'm
rain
up.
or shine.
Yep, I'm waking up early. I got to sweep every day. We also have to go, we got to draw water or flush water from far away for us to shower or wash the dishes. So all of those things we got to do it on a Saturday. Every Saturday, my job was to clean the whole entire house. So I would sweep down the whole house, I mop the house, scrub the floor, and then make sure I get water for the entire house as well, so we can use for Sunday as well.
Yeah.
And then before I go and play. And I imagine from a very young age, we all learn that thing, right? So young. So they embed that in you, and that becomes you. And I remember my grandma used to tell me, man Lucy, she'll say, that shows, when you leave from here, you're going to your dad. But all this thing you're doing, one day, you won't be able to do this for us. So now you're going to live by yourself someday. And you may not have your wife or family around at the time, but you need to know how to do these things so that tomorrow, no woman's going to bluff you. No woman's going to, say that, oh, you cannot do this, think you're lazy. So all of those things, our family, we talk about it. They teach us. Not only that, they show it to us, and that's how we learn those things. But yeah, like I said, the tough time, and I've always been driven. Even with me training with wrestling as a club, I still was able to wake up early when I was in high school to still go for a run. I still do my sit-ups, my squats, every morning, every evening time.
So
Yeah.
through all this stuff here, you actually never gave up, because
No.
one thing that people don't know, when you're back home, is different.
Yes.
And then so when you came here, that you didn't have to go fetch water,
Oh yeah.
you didn't have to do that, so
It becomes easy.
it was really easy.
Yeah. Very, very easy.
Okay, so the school that you went to, Guilford Park,
Yeah.
how did you start the association of like bringing the kids together? Because I know you yourself, you're very young
Yes.
at the age.
Yes. Yes.
So how did you come up with all this stuff to do? How did you get that, like the funding? Because I know without funding, it's very difficult. So how were you able to
Absolutely.
do all this?
Yeah, so I mentioned with other organizations that I work with. So one of them was Yo Bro, Yo Girl Youth Initiative. So many, and they helped me. No lie, the people that was around me from all of those organizations also helped me. My teachers, and all of the things that I do through advocacy, youth empowerment, working with kids, working with youth, working with adults. I feel like I've done everything because I have so many feet in so many places, right? Be it sports, be it using my voice to empower young people, I have those spaces, and that influence, what I've done with my organization. So with that, and I bring that by seeing in my community, there are a lot of newcomers, refugee, immigrants, you who don't have a place to belong, and also a lot of them are getting hooked to the wrong things. So, and I see the need, and I was that person who struggled. I faced it. I've seen everything. I lived to it, and I wanted to make an impact in my community. I wanted to be that change. So I applied for first it was a funding through the Vancouver Foundation Neighborhood Summer Grant, but in Surrey, and I remember at the time I applied for $500, but I was able to get $800 because I talked more about my project, and then they said, you know what, we can give you extra to go further with it, and I was very happy. So then I reached out to the city, Griffith Rec Center, and we organized our first soccer event, which was, it was big. However, it was 50 kids that participated at the first time.
Wow.
But that was indoor. We reached out to the Whitecaps for like game tickets. I requested if I could get Alfonso Davis. However, he wasn't able to make it. But we got some tickets from the Whitecaps to donations to give back to the kids.
Okay.
And that's the first year. And then from then, we went on to do the next year, 200. The following year, 400. Next year, 5. Next year, 5 again. And that's how it's grown. But throughout this time, I was still meeting with kids in my community, being that mentor, just talking with them, trying to figure out, some of the things that I learned with all of these organizations, I bring back to my community, letting the kids know, just having those small spaces. But it was not like an organization at first. It was just, a meetup group initiative, basically. And we've been running since 2016.
2016 as
well.
well.
And then now 2024, I'm like, okay, because we're doing all these amazing work, I feel like we're in a position where we can, as a non-for-profit, because we're making so much of an impact in the community and for these kids. And we wanted to open, more doors for them. So the idea for registering as a non-for-profit was to hopefully, get some support and also some funding that can be able to help us do the things that I want to do. Because if you're not registered, it's so difficult to
get the funding.
To get the funding, and some of the things you want to do, you won't be able to do it. So I had a lot of people that helped me to encourage me in that aspect, and yeah, we did it, and we're very blessed to get some funding that we're really utilizing, especially with the kids in our community and school. Yeah.
And people that don't know, Dacious been doing this without driving. I remember when Dacious broke his leg, he was on crutches.
Yeah.
He's still doing this. So, you have to give it up to this guy, because I don't know anybody that will be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
But he's able to do this.
Yeah,
so
that's great memories, yeah.
If you're a kid and you watch it at home, you have to know. In life, anything that you put your mind to, you'll be able to do it.
That's
And
true.
another thing is, Dacious, I know this mayor of Surrey,
Yes.
I've given you some award, and you explained to the viewers how it came about and
Yeah.
what the mayor said when you're able to meet the mayor.
Yes, I did. Even before the award ceremony, I met with her. We did like a tour, at the city hall, and we went up there. We talked to her. We had a conversation, and then most recent last year, this year, don't even remember. I think this year, yeah. So I was blessed, to have received the Civil Distinctions Award, which is the Mayor's Choice category, and it's an honor, especially being from Surrey and some of the work that I'm doing in the community, in the city. I feel proud because I love Surrey, and since I moved to Canada, that's the only place I've lived, and I really, really, love the city. And now receiving something such as, the Mayor's Choice Award, it's a blessing. It's also tell people and young youths that you can achieve multiple things. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. Just be able to just get involved in your community, give back, because through giving back, you get to meet, amazing people, and you do amazing things. And your community, that's where you lived, keep it clean, keep it intact, contribute. Your contribution that you can make is literally giving back. It doesn't have to be financial means. If you don't have the finance, you still gotta, do something that, gonna inspire others. And, yeah, when I met with her, and I was trying to introduce myself. She said, "Oh, I know you. I know who you are. I read about you." I'm like, that's just shocked me, but I was also very happy to know that the mayors know of me and my work. So I'm really, really honored to serve the city that I live and work in.
So, and let's say, where do you see yourself right now with the association? Like, let's say a few years from now, because I know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You're doing an amazing job, and I know what you do with some of the kids. Sometimes some of the kids' parents will contact the Dacious
yeah,
to come home and talk some of their children. And in Canada, for a parent to invite you to their house to talk to their kid,
yeah.
that means you must be doing some amazing, wonderful things.
Yeah.
So how do people get involved? How do people find out? And how were you able to get to this far? So
Yeah.
kids that want to volunteer to help out, what did they do?
First, and I give God the glory because God is my strength. I won't say I'm able to do this without Him, and I can't do this work without thanking God, because every day I'm waking up to breathe another life. It is a blessing. It's a privilege. Yeah, it's a privilege. Not many people who goes to bed, wake up the next day, and I get to do that. I don't know when that will end, but I'm very grateful to be alive, and all that you say, it comes with trust, and it also comes with how I carry myself. For you to be somebody who is an influencer and somebody who people can look up to, you need to carry yourself in the right way, in the right manners. And, I'm able to also train myself by eliminating some of the things that would distract me.
Yeah.
And, like I mentioned earlier, those are some of the things that even with my wrestling career, I did that at a very young age by not going to certain places, not getting involved in certain things, not doing certain things. That's because I wanted to do something good with my life. And I'm not, bagging on other people who, whatever you do. I'm just saying that for me, that's what I use. That's the tools. But it all comes with trust, and for me to get, parents to, reach out to me and say, "Hey, I want you to help my kids." Sometimes they invite me to, their homes, have, dinner. I don't even know. I don't have words for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's trust.
Yeah.
It's trust. Even at the school that I work for, this district, it is an honor to work with those kids, and I'm very happy to work with the district and to have that impact and on so many youth. So it's just the way I carry myself.
Yeah.
The person I am. I'm very humble. I know who I am. That's one thing, But I also am very, very humble person. I can talk to anybody. I'm a down to earth person, and I use that to the best of my advantage by reaching out to people who are in need. Because I was that kid who needed a lot of things, and I had those people who helped me. So if I'm in a position to do the same, absolutely, yeah.
So what are some difficulties that you face, and some of their struggles that you face during all this journey?
Oh, a lot. I cannot say it's small, no, but a lot. With the organization, of course, grant.
Yeah.
Getting financial support. It's very difficult because, of course, we're not well known out there yet. Plus, we are a youth initiative, a grassroots initiative. So, and some people don't know the work. Some people don't know the work that we're doing. They haven't seen much of the impact.
Yeah.
But even though we've been doing it for a while, maybe they don't know of us, right?
Yeah.
and I think that's one of the things that is lacking. But also maybe reading grant properly.
Okay.
We don't have someone that do it, so I myself read the grants.
Okay. Wow.
And we need a team. We have a very young team, most of which are youth.
Yeah.
It's youth led. It's also marginalized youth, which is our structure and core values for the organization.
Yeah.
Because it's focused on marginalized community, especially also the black community as well. And on a personal level, I mean, it's a lot of struggle, for myself. I don't have my mom yet. I'm always thinking of my mom. I also have to send, money back home, back supporting her. So I got to work my job. Then I have to do this on top of that. So it's hard. So it's got to balance all of that together. So it's a bit difficult.
So what's like a normal day in Dacious life looks like? Let's say what's a normal day like what do you how do you get up in the morning? How do you get around? What time do you get up? What time do you do? Like how are you able to? Because
You guys will be shocked. Yeah.
I have family, so I can see that. But you yourself, what is a day? What's a day in life Dacious life?
Oh man. Oof. I feel like because I don't have kids and it's just me, so maybe I have some free time to do what I'm doing. But I believe that eventually, let's say when I have a family, that's most of these things will be limit. Um, you'll be shocked. I'm up at 4 a.m.
Wow.
every day. Yes, 4 a.m. every day. Gotta go train. I also have a kid that I mentor. I also train him in the morning as well. So we are at the gym at times 5 a.m., 4:30 depends, 6 o'clock some days. So wake up early morning, get myself ready. We go to the gym, we train, finish, get home, shower, go to work, do whatever I gotta do at work. After work, I'm done. Then I focus on the organization stuff, which is because we're running two programs in the high school.
Yeah.
So Thursday at Sullivan Heights, Friday at Frankhurst Secondary. So after my work hours, then we're doing our program after school, yeah. And then sometimes on the weekend, we have our mentorship group. We do different, so when we meet, we do different things like crafting, awareness, is talking about, some of the things that we want to see in the community. So actually, we're gonna start, our own podcast/YouTube channel, and it's all gonna be led by the youth.
Okay.
So, and we do events throughout the year. Yeah, so that's my day, and then I probably get home 6 o'clock, and sometime in that week I will have, wrestling, at Coast, depends. I have limit a little bit, but I used to do more, and then I just stopped because I've been focused on the association. But sometimes I'll have the wrestling, then I also play soccer. I'm just getting back now. I've been injured for a while. And I would also start again. I'll have practice, I'll have games on the weekend. Yeah.
So people that don't know, Dacious Association is Rise Above.
Reality expectation.
Please go and support. He's on Instagram, he's on Facebook. Dacious, do you want to let them know exactly your socials, so people that want to come and support you, people that they want to donate,
Yeah.
people that want to volunteer, so how to get hold of you?
Absolutely. So my name is Dacious Richardson. My student call me Dash. Friends call me D Rich. So follow us on Instagram. Rise Above Reality Expectation. So it's gonna be Rise _ above _ reality _ expectation, and that's our Instagram. TikTok, it's RARE _ youth. You find us on TikTok. We're still working on the website, so
Okay.
we're gonna have all of that up very soon. If you want to reach out, please contact us at 236-510-7273. That's our organization number. And
Email.
yeah, I'll get the email later. I have to think about it. Yeah. So yeah, and find us, contact us, reach out anytime, text, But we are very active on the Instagram page right now because the website is still in progress. You want to get involved, you want to volunteer, you want to be part of the program, please reach out. We offer tons of programs throughout the year, volunteering experience, so many things that we offer. And also, you just want to support morally, reach out financially. We take donations, whatever you get. It could be material things, it could be money. We take that as well. Mean money, but material things, because sometimes when you do giveaways to the kids, like clothes and other things, we give back, and food. So however way you can support us, we will be very happy to receive any contribution.
And don't forget, today's show is sponsored by Dale's Gourmet. It's just down the street in New West. If you want the best authentic food, they do parties, they do events. Please reach out. Dale's Gourmet on YouTube or Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook, Google. They're there. And also, rise above this man here. Anything you need, please get hold of him. He's been doing so much for the community. Me, I look up to him.
And I look up to you.
So you don't even know. Every day when I go places and they tell me about Dacious, you don't know how grateful I appreciate Dacious, because I don't know anybody at this age that'll be able to do this. So Dash, we really, really appreciate you. And I know when you were coming here,
Yeah.
your dad wasn't in Liberia, dad was here. You didn't tell your story about your family a little bit, so
Yeah,
I'll give
yeah.
you some time, at least
Oh,
tell people
yes,
that how all this, that one is about.
Of course, of course. So, yeah, it's a very interesting story, and I think maybe hopefully one day we can have this written down, because I always want to write a book and document my story as well. So when I was born, my dad left the country at the time because of the Civil War. They were looking for young men to become part of the rebel group. So my dad and other people, of course, left the country. They went to, I believe, Senegal, another neighborhood country. Then he made his way to Africa, I think Cape Verde, and then he went to South America. Last place he came from was, so he lived in South America, then Colombia. He was in Colombia for a couple of years. From Colombia, then he moved here to Canada, and he was able to get in contact with us. And through that, we got in contact after another war, which we call World War III in Liberia. So World War III, it was a civil war again, but that war was when I lived, literally witnessed all of the things that I saw growing up at a young age. It was very, very challenging. So, like I mentioned early, there was a time we were going to the American Embassy for refuge. I had my bundles on my head, and in the crowd, I was crying. And this guy was like, "Oh, what are you crying for? You haven't seen nothing yet." And they accused another guy in the same line as we were that this person was part of the rebel. And this guy, "No, I'm not part of the rebel." And they got him in front of me. This guy got the gun to the head of this person at a young age. I was a kid, and that's why I saw, and that stuck with me. I still remember that, and I was crying. I just froze. I didn't know how to react to that.
Wow.
And we left. We went to the American Embassy. Why in the American Embassy? You see a lot of displaced people sitting down, don't know where to go. And at the time, there was a bomb that exploded 10 feet around from me. And my uncle,
wow.
my uncle back was like this to us. And when the bomb exploded, a lot of people lame, so many things caught. Yeah, those people died. And of course, I was there. And I just said, I'm grateful to God because I could have been one of the victims. Yeah, wow. And that happened. So I also seen that as well. And you're living among so many people. We're all crowded together. Everybody's hungry. There's no food to eat, no water. It's wartime. You all worry. You stress. Of course, it's not healthy. And even after the war, the violence. People like they combat who were in the war. At times they start fighting each other still, and even when we returned back to school, you had to go to school with people who also fought the war. Some of these kids never went to the reconciliation, so it was still, still difficult. And one of the communities I live in Nuclear Town, I'm really happy and I'm proud to be from there. It's one of the violence, community also, but we also had amazing people that came out of that place. Yeah, even with all the crime and stuff that happens in that place. But I lived there. I seen so many things that I don't even wish any young person to see, to witness at all. So those are the things that I went through, and coming here multiple times. I had this dream, and I'm gonna explain the dream. Well, I'll tell you the dream from Liberia. So the dream goes like this, okay? So when I'm sleeping, the war broke up. I feel like I'm sleeping, but my eyes open. I can see. I'm aware, fully aware what's going on. But I'm it's like I'm in this coma, right? And the war broke up. Everybody's running away from the war, and we're running towards our house, and we use the back door to enter the house. So I'm with so many people. Everybody enter that back door. But on the road, I can see the rebel coming toward us. They have guns. They're running after us. We're all running. I fall right in front of the door. Everybody enter. I'm the last person. I want to go in. I was walking fast before, but now I reached at the door. I cannot go in. I'm moving slow. When I say slow, very slow, that I don't even know what's happening. Like, what's going on? I'm crying to get inside, but I can't. And those rebels came close to me. The moment they got a gun and to shoot, then I wake up from sleep. But it's like sometimes when that happening, my eyes open. I'm like, Jesus, like that, saying that. But I can hear myself saying it. I just don't know how to get up. That didn't happen once. That didn't happen twice or 10 times. That happened for years since I was in Liberia. I had that, I would say, almost every week or almost every day. The same dream, nothing different. Same dream until I came to Canada. Same dream for a very long time. That was with me, and that's something that I went through. That's trauma, of course. And how did I get away? I don't even know. But 2 prayers, and then there was a time I got supposed to do this interview with CTV. The Province newspaper, and this guy, he pointed at the war map and said, "Oh, can you show me Liberia?" And I pointed at Liberia at the time, and I started crying. He's like, "Oh, no, sorry, no." So I pointed at Liberia, and then he's like, "Well, looking at your age, from your age and the time you were in Liberia, it seemed like you witnessed the war." And that was the trigger right there. I started crying. But, I will go back a little bit. So before that time, in school, I had one of my teachers, her name is Miss Dory, Kristen Dory. We had this book called A Long Way Gone, A-R-L-O-N-G, long, W-A-Y-G-O-N. I thought it's Ishmael Bell. Yeah, Ishmael Bell. And amazing guy. And I read about him, right? And this guy, he's from Sierra Leone. He was a child soldier. So everything that God say in the book, it relate to me. It's like I was living in the book, because it may not happen to me directly, but indirectly I know of the thing that he was talking about, because that's where I live. It may not happen to me. It happened to one of my friends. It happened to a family that I know, someone in the community. And that teacher helped me by, we used to read a journal. So every time I read the book, I read a journal. Every time we read a book, I read a journal. And that journal was all about the things that I experienced. I always read. So that teacher encouraged me to read more. And then when the interview came, I wanted to do the interview, but the interview was based only for wrestling at the time. And then when that question came about, "Oh, where are you from? Liberia? Oh, during your time in Liberia, there was war." That was triggered. And then I started crying, and the teacher teacher was like, hey man, I think there's an opportunity for you to tell your story, you know. And I know this is not something that you ever want to talk about. Not many people know, but even my dad didn't know, right? And that's what I went through, and I was able to share that story. And when I share that story, I feel relieved. I feel like something left my body. I feel a new person. Everything that I was holding within, it left me, and I became a new person. And I remember at the time that story came out, I was going for wrestling practice the next morning, and this person was, I was going to SFU. This person was reading the newspaper, and I was on the newspaper and I saw it, and it's like, oh, hey, it's you. I said, yes. And then this person was like, thank you for sharing your story. I don't know who they are. And, it was amazing. And I got all these Facebook messages from friends in school. People were shocked because they only know Dacious to be this guy who's smiling, this guy who's, helping out in the school, around the school. That's the only person they knew. But they didn't know what Dacious went through. But that was the past that I was holding on to for a long time. And later on, I got another interview with CTV, and that comes through the visual art, where, it was in the news. And I remember there's a lady from Toronto that reached out to me on Facebook and said, hey, I'm so grateful that you shared the story, because I have my husband who's also from Liberia. He went through the same thing. We watched this together, and he tell me about some of the things he went through, but he never talked about this to anybody. And for you to be this brave at a young age to also share that story, I thank you. And then I felt very happy to hear that, because many of us Liberians, we went through that. We don't talk. We talk about it among ourselves, but we don't talk about it to people. Not many people know about some of the things we went through. Some people went through the worst, and we lived up to this day with that, holding on to it. And that's something that with my organization, we hopefully one day, we can go back to Liberia and start something to help those who they come back, those who went through the war, and this trauma is still happening. We want to do something about that. So that's the plan. Right now we're in Canada. We focus on the Canadian society. It's very important, but I also want to give back to the country that I'm from by doing the same thing. And I need the support for anybody who's want to help in that aspect. Reach out, however well we can do that, and we'll be grateful. Yeah. So that's the story, and yeah, that's me today. I think all of those things I've left. Sometimes something don't leave your body, they don't leave your mind, but I'm very glad that I was able to get that out. Yeah.
That's just, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I've known you for so long. I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I've never heard you tell this story before. I don't even know, in my heart right now, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
But all I can say is, honestly, I really appreciate you sharing this story to the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is something I know not everybody can talk about.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then what you went through, only God knows how. Only God knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to say. And me, usually I have words to say.
Yeah, yes, of course.
And I don't know what to say, but whatever you went through, whatever you're trying to do, I'm here for you. Any help you need, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, please make sure. I'm always here.
Yeah.
Whether financially, whether any volunteering work, anything you need, I'll put in 100% to make sure we find donors, we find people to help you, because this stuff goes on our continent, but people don't know.
Oh yeah, oh yes, it's true.
And if you didn't tell this story, nobody will know what you have been through to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very hard for it's very difficult for me even to talk right now, because
yeah, it's true.
I've never, since I've known you, you've never said anything
so much.
about these stories before.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah, and I want to share something. I want to say that my story may seem like something that's empathic to you. You want to sympathize with me, but I want to say that I was able to take all of the negative things that I brought with me and change that, to channel that into a positive things that I'm doing in the community. And I'm not saying that I'm the only person that went through difficulties. There are so many people in the world that are going through even worse than me. But my message to you is that if you inspire, just keep being you. Tell yourself that with all that you went through, there are still good within you. There are still things that you can overcome. You can still overcome your past. Don't feel that the trauma has to stick because my grandfather went through this, so that's gonna pass on to me. You can break that curse, and push yourself, motivate yourself because. And I also tell one people is that refugee immigrants, all of those people when they come to Canada, they are not burdened, right? There are people who comes there with strong story, very inspiring story. But there are people who also have the heart to give back, to benefit, to also inspire others around them, to provide for the Canadian economy. They are not burdened. They are those who want to see change, and they will do anything to make that happen. And I'm a living testimony because with my story, I didn't let all of those things affect me. I still see the best. I still see the positive things that I wanted to do, and I was able to reach for it. So you can do the same, and I encourage you, to keep striving, keep being the person who you are, stay strong, because life is not easy. There's always going to be difficult times. I've went through a lot. Every time I have, something, another difficult moment, another thing happened. Like I also broke my leg. I didn't talk about that too. So all of those things, happened for me, and I never gave up. I always put myself in a position where I wanted to be. I'm not this person who has everything, but I want to give with the little I have, and that's who I am. I cannot change that person. Some of us, are on earth in this world to be a servant. I think that's my calling. God gave me a purpose, and He wanted me to fulfill this purpose, and my purpose is to give back. And this is what brings me joy. This is what makes me feel happy. Every time I help the next person, I feel very, very proud. And if I do a favor for you, I don't directly want a return. I'd rather you do that for the next person. And that's how I feel, that's how giving should be. I give to you, do the same. Because what I'm doing today for the young generation, I wanted to do the same thing for the next generation. Because for me, I also gain the same thing from the generation before me. And I want to pay respect to the people who were here before us. Our forefathers who paved the way for us to be where we are today. And I acknowledge that because without them, we wouldn't be in this nation. We wouldn't be in this country. And I'm very grateful to those we know and those who we don't know. And those who are not alive today. Even those who are alive as well. We pay respect to them. And thank you for all the work. So as a young person or anybody watching this, tell yourself that whatever story you have, whatever pain, whatever struggle, whatever past you had, let it not define who you are. There's a song that's called I'm walking in power, I'm walking in miracle. I live the life of favor. I know who I am. Always remind yourself you know who you are. Because you are the light. We are all unique, and you are unique. You are very unique in your own ways. And always believe that. So there's nothing can stop you from achieving whatever you want to achieve. Whoever you want to be. Whatever you want to do. Positive. Do what is right for you. God bless you.
And On the last note, anybody, if you have a story out there, you have anything going on, please contact us. DannyAmpon at Gmail. We have freeyourmindpodcast@gmail.com. Please hit us. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Spotify, Apple. We're here to listen. We're here to help. Thank you.